If you want to stay ahead of the latest shifts in AI visibility, SEO, AEO, and agentic readiness for brands and websites, listen to Be Visible.
So I was looking at a B2B buyer the other day, who bought a whole enterprise software package, like a full annual contract, without ever setting foot on the company's website. They just ran the whole evaluation, the feature comparison, even asked about pricing tiers straight inside ChatGPT and Perplexity. 0 clicks, 0 visits to the actual site.
Wait, 0 clicks? That is wild, Ben, because I actually checked my own agency site a few weeks ago with GPT bot. I thought we were completely fine, and it turns out, because of all our heavy JavaScript and visual builders, the bot saw literally nothing. It was just a blank screen to the crawler. We were totally invisible.
Exactly. And that is the shift right there. We are not just building websites for humans anymore. We are building for 3 distinct audiences now. You have your human visitors who want the slick design, you have machine interpreters like search bots, and now you have autonomous agents that actually execute tasks. Think of it like a restaurant. The human guest wants the nice lighting and the comfortable seating, but the AI agent just needs a clear, clean printed menu so it can read the dishes instantly without guessing.
Right, so if your menu is written in invisible ink or buried under 10 layers of decorative origami, the agent just walks out and goes to the next restaurant.
Precisely. That is the fundamental difference between traditional search engine optimization and generative engine optimization, or GEO. Traditional SEO was all about keyword density, hoarding backlinks, and getting a page to rank on Google. GEO is about machine readability and entity trust. When an LLM crawls your site, every extra div tag, every useless script creates a token tax. If you clean up that code and give them raw Markdown, explicit article schema, person schema, and fresh date modified timestamps, you drastically reduce that token tax for the model.
So by date modified, you mean giving the AI a clear signal that says, hey, this information was updated this week, not 3 years ago?
Yes, exactly. It tells the model the content is maintained, which builds immediate trust when it selects sources to cite in an answer.
That makes so much sense, because if the model has to process 10,000 tokens of messy HTML wrapper just to find one pricing table, it is going to prioritize a competitor whose page is structured cleanly. Which brings up this whole hype around LLMS.txt files. Everyone is talking about adding an LLMS.txt or an LLMS full.txt file to their root directory, kind of like a modern robots.txt, but specifically curated as a clean Markdown sitemap for language models. But I think people are treating it like a magic silver bullet, right? Like you just drop a text file on your server and suddenly you are ranking number 1 in Claude.
Right. And that is a huge trap. If you just dump outdated, uncurated site dumps into an LLMS.txt file, you end up creating schema drift. The model reads one thing in your text file and a completely conflicting date or price on your live web page, and then trust goes out the window.
So schema drift actually destroys entity trust instead of building it. That is a massive risk if you are not automating the sync.
It really is. And as we move toward autonomous agents that do not just read, but actually fill out web forms, hit APIs, and execute buying workflows on behalf of users, your site has to be structured for actionability. That is why tools like LLMagnet have become so essential. LLMagnet actually tracks real AI bot traffic like visits from Claudebot, and GPT-bot gives you an AI visibility score and generates updated LLMs.txt files automatically so your product specs and prices stay in sync without schema drift.
Wait, so LLMagnet can actually show you which specific prompts in ChatGPT or Gemini are pulling in your brand versus your competitors?
Yeah, it tracks prompt mentions directly, so you can see where your site is being cited and where you are getting left out of the answer entirely. It takes all the guesswork out of AI search visibility.
Okay, so if someone is listening to this right now and wants a concrete action plan for this week, where do they even begin?
First step, right now, go check your robots.txt file. Make sure you are not accidentally blocking GPT-bot, Claude-bot, Google Extended, or Perplexity-bot. You would be shocked how many site owners block them by mistake and make themselves completely invisible. Second, add FAQ schema to your top 5 most important pages using clear question and answer pairs. And third, avoid mass AI content spam. Adding thousands of auto-generated pages just pollutes your entity signal and causes models to ignore you.
Unblock the crawlers, add explicit FAQ schema, and keep the content clean and verified. That is a super clear roadmap. Well, I know what I am fixing on our agency site this afternoon. If you want to stay ahead of the latest shifts in AI visibility, SEO, AEO, and agentic readiness for brands and websites, listen to Be Visible.